A few weeks ago, I boarded a flight to Brazil thinking I had the country all figured out. Samba, beaches, carnival, maybe a football match at the Maracana. I'd already traveled through 47 countries, so how different could one more stamp in my passport be? On the plane, the man sitting beside me laughed when I shared my itinerary. "You think you know Brazil?" he said, raising an eyebrow. "Wait until you land." I smiled politely, but inside I brushed him off. I thought he was exaggerating. After all, how surprising could Brazil be? But the moment I stepped out of Sao Paulo's Guarulhos airport, reality hit me like the tropical heat. The scale of the city was overwhelming. Skyscrapers stretched endlessly into the horizon. Helicopters buzzed above the skyline like flies, and the streets pulsed with a rhythm that was both chaotic and strangely efficient. From that very first hour, I realized, Brazil doesn't just welcome you. It confronts you. It challenges every stereotype you walked in with, flips them inside out, and forces you to see the world differently. What shocked me most wasn't just the carnival colors or the Amazon's vastness. It was how much Brazil is shaping the future of culture, technology, and even global survival, and how little most outsiders truly understand about it. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to take you through the real Brazil I encountered, the chaos, the beauty, the contradictions, and the lessons this country holds for theorist of the world. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell. Because what you're about to see isn't just a travel story, it's a perspective shift. And trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next. I landed in Sao Paulo, expecting beaches and carnival vibes. Instead, I walked into a city that felt like the love child of New York and Tokyo. A skyline that stretches forever. Helicopters buzzing overhead like taxis. More billionaires than Paris. Yet on the street level, graffiti turns entire skyscrapers into murals. I wandered into the favelas expecting poverty and despair. Instead, I found an economy buzzing with energy. Informal shops, digital startups, street vendors using Pix, Brazil's instant payment system to move money faster than Wall Street bankers. That's when I met Rafael. He's 22. Didn't finish high school. But from a garage, he runs a fashion brand sold in Europe. His supply chain? WhatsApp. His marketing? Instagram. His delivery network? Motorbike couriers zigzagging through Sao Paulo traffic. From the outside, chaos. From the inside, precision. That's Brazil in one sentence. Here's what nobody tells you. Brazil isn't one country, it's many. I flew north into the Amazon. What I thought would be untouched wilderness turned out to be a futuristic experiment in survival. Villages using solar panels, drones mapping rivers, indigenous leaders using WhatsApp groups to coordinate thousands of people across an area the size of Western Europe. Then I flew south to Curitiba. Suddenly I was in European-style city that feels like the future of sustainability. Bus systems so efficient, New York planners study them. Recycling programs that actually work. Entire neighborhoods powered by urban farms. Then Bahia. The heartbeat of African heritage in Brazil. Every street vibrates with drumming, dance, and color. Capoeira isn't just martial art, it's resistance, history, survival. The food, acarajé fried on street corners, mocaca bubbling in clay pots, tastes like centuries of migration, fusion, and struggle, compressed into a single dish. Travel 500 kilometers in Brazil, and it feels like crossing an international border. The language shifts, the music changes, even the definition of home transforms. I thought I knew food. Then Brazil happened. Feijoada, black bean stew that feels like soul food with centuries of history. Acai bowls that the West markets as superfood. But here they're a humble snack sold on riverbanks. Churrasco, Brazilian barbecue, where meat isn't just grilled, it's worshipped. But here's what stunned me. Food in Brazil isn't just flavor. It's a story of survival and creativity. From Amazonian tribes fermenting cassava into dozens of foods, to Bahia's blend of African spices, to Sao Paulo's Japanese-Brazilian sushi that reinvents tradition with tropical fruits. One dinner in Brazil feels like 5 different continents sat down at the same table. While I was still distracted by samba beats, Brazil was quietly shaping the global economy. 40% of the world's coffee? From here, the soybeans that feed livestock in China. Brazilian. Airplanes carrying you across oceans? Likely built by Embraer, Brazil's aerospace giant. And then there's energy. Nearly 80% of Brazil's power grid comes from renewables. The Itaipu Dam alone produces more electricity than some countries' entire power sectors. But the jaw-dropper was PX, their instant payment system. I watched a coconut seller on the beach get paid with a QR code in 3 seconds. A taxi driver split a fare digitally with a stranger he just met. No banks, no cards, no delays. Billions of transactions every month, free and instant. While the US still clings to checks, Brazil leapfrogged into a digital-first economy. What really floored me wasn't just the stats. It was how tradition and innovation danced together here. I saw samba schools use data analytics to design carnival floats. Farmers in Parana using GPS-guided tractors while still following planting rituals passed down by their grandparents. Indigenous healers working with scientists to study medicinal plants that could redefine pharmaceuticals. Brazil doesn't replace old with new. It fuses them into something original. In Rio, I met Maria, a mother running a microcredit cooperative that supports 5,000 families. In the Amazon, a teenager named Thiago flying drones to monitor illegal logging. In Brasilia, engineering students building satellite prototypes on budgets smaller than high school football teams in the US. Over and over, I saw the same thing: resilience. A culture of problem solving that turns scarcity into creativity. And of course, football. I thought it was just a sport. In Brazil, it's religion, therapy, and national philosophy. In one match, I saw an entire neighborhood rise and fall together. Joy and heartbreak compressed into 90 minutes. Brazil isn't just influencing itself. It's shaping global culture. Music, samba, bossa nova, funk carioca, these rhythms echo worldwide. Fashion. From Sao Paulo runways to Paris, Brazilian designers blend indigenous craft with modern style. Wellness, capoeira, acai, and jiu-jitsu have gone global. Film. Brazilian directors are winning awards, and Netflix is filled with Brazilian series watched worldwide. Yet most outsiders only see carnival and beaches. Here's the most powerful fact: more than half of Brazil's population is under 30. This isn't just a number, it's potential. A generation that's digitally native, globally connected, and entrepreneurial at heart. They're not waiting for permission. They're creating apps, building companies, launching cultural movements. Brazil's greatest export isn't coffee, soybeans, or airplanes. It's creativity. Let me conclude here. Brazil is becoming more of itself. By the end of my journey, I realized why Brazil shocked me. It refuses to fit into the categories I tried to put it in. It's not developing or developed. It's not chaotic or organized. It's both. At the same time, Brazil isn't trying to become America, Europe, or Asia. It's becoming more like itself. And that might be the most shocking thing of all. In a world racing towards sameness, Brazil is proving that contradictions are strengths. That diversity is resilience. That the future isn't uniform, it's vibrant, messy, and alive. So next time someone asks me about South America, I'll tell them this. If you want to understand the future of humanity, don't just follow the postcards. Go to Brazil and prepare to have everything you think you know turned upside down.